Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Monday, January the 4th market update. On the economic front, we had the ISM Manufacturing Index that came in at 55.9, beating the forecast of 54.8. On the deck tomorrow, we have U.S. motor vehicle sales. Forecast is for 8.4 million, and pending home sales. The dollar was down. Oil, gold, silver, and copper were all up. Take a quick look at the UUP. Has resistance up here in this area, and I hope we probably have support possibly around this 22.75, so we'll keep an eye on that because it could make the but it did make a lower high here on the dollar, so we'll could obviously impact the market, of course, if the dollar gains some strength tomorrow. Light sweet crude futures were up over $2 to settle at 81.51 a barrel. So let's take a look at the point figure chart of West Texas Intermediate crude. I've been talking about taking out this 80. We did take it out, and so now we'll have to see. Possibly could have support now at 80, and we could go higher. Actually, the point figure chart has a price objective on oil as 104 a barrel. Let's all hope it doesn't go there. But it'd be great for trading and for energy stocks, but that's about it. All right, let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed up 155 points to 10,583. S&P closed up 17 points to 1,132, and the Nasdaq closed up 39 points to 2,308. The Nasdaq had the largest percent gain, up 1.73%, and the Dow had the smallest percent gain, up 1.5%. Also want to note the small caps have been on fire. The Russell was up actually over 2%, which was actually the strongest. So let's take a look at the Dow. Still looks good. Made new highs. Lots of strength. Mutual Fund Monday was kicking in as usual. Still watching this MACD. We still haven't taken out these other highs on this MACD, which concerns me a little bit as far as maybe a possible pullback. Let's look at gold. Gold's up against this resistance area around this 110, and it had some indecisiveness once it got it up there. Silver looked good, but wasn't quite as strong. Didn't have the volume kicking in there. Silver. Let's take a look at the XLF. Finally coming out of its little consolidation pattern. Lots of volume. Looks good. Goldman Sachs. We've been watching it consolidate here on the higher. Looks good. Take a look at the VIX. VIX was down 7% today. Still kind of looks like this falling wedge pattern. Let's keep an eye on the VIX, but very weak. Not a lot of volatility in the market right now. 15 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Oil service index was up almost 4%, and the retail index was the weakest, and it was basically just flat. Here's the sectors we follow. Here's your oil services and gold. Here's your retail. And I don't know if, just in case you didn't see the watch list from Sunday, here's a quick look at my watch list from Sunday. A lot of these have followed through with what they're, with the breakouts and these ascending triangles and continuation wedges. Lots of action today. So they all looked good. Let's go to ChartWatch. Vimple, which is a Russia stock. I like this pattern. Had lots of volume kicking in today. Russia itself looked good today, which is the RSX ETF. Watch for this resistance up at 20, but it looks good for higher prices. Lazard, I talked about it. Broke out last Thursday, continues higher. Geo took off flying today. HMIN, another one. Broke out, looks good, tons of volume. Only thing I don't like about some of these stocks is they've already moved like 8 to 10%, and I'd rather get them on a dip now, unless you're just going to scalp. And if you're going to scalp, you can buy them over, over today's high. But tons of volume in racks. Had flag pattern, broke higher, looks good. OII, I like this one because it just had some volume here. It just broke above the 60 area of resistance, so I like this one possibly over maybe this high here at 60.90. You could enter that one. Heat, nice volume, and it looks good. Again, it's already moved like 10% though. Apple had a little bit of indecision today, but I think it still should be good to go for higher prices. Goldman Sachs, I already talked about that one. Another Russia stock, MTL, still stock. I like this one. Lots of volume kicked in. It did move a lot today, but I like this kind of symmetrical pattern, triangle pattern it's got going. SNX, lots of volume, up nicely today. Like the pattern. Coal stock, WLT, we continue to watch it. Flag pattern, and then went flying higher with lots of volume today. I've been saying to watch the refiners. They finally took off. Of course, unfortunately, they gapped, but up. But what do you expect? Once everyone's watching them, I guess. And then I talked about the RSX. I like this ascending triangle. Broke out today with volume. Should be set for higher prices for the Russia ETF. Med. Lots of volume the last couple of days off that support area around 30. Caterpillar, I like this. It's got kind of a symmetrical triangle going today. It looks like it did hit some resistance, so I would buy Caterpillar over today's high, which would be about 59.19. Just in case if the market's weak tomorrow, then you won't get stuck in there. Shanda, another one from the watch list. This sucker took offline. Lots of volume, up over 8% today. NetEase from the watch list. Another one just massive volume. Some of this has to be short covering. I don't. It's just nuts with some of these, the volume and the percentages today on some of these stocks. Flowserve, I like this one. It's got some support under it. I like it if it can break out over today's high. Joy Global, another one, had tons of volume, lots of buying coming in. Watch that bearish trend line that I've got drawn right here. I might want to wait and get this one after it breaks out and takes out the prior high up there. LZ, Lubrizol, looks good. Nice ascending triangle. A little bit lower risk entry on that one. China Agritech. Massive volume, massive breakout. I like CGA a little bit better. It didn't move quite as much at least. It's got 15 of support. Probably get it up here, and it'll probably go to the 1817 area. I like McDonald's. Could have an inverted head and shoulders here, a head and shoulders bottom. Just keep an eye. If it takes out this low of today, then yeah, just watch it. But if it can hold this area here, then I kind of like McDonald's the way it's setting up. And Whirlpool's got support around this 80 and had some volume coming in, and wait for it to break out of this channel. So I would say about 82.44 or so you could get in Whirlpool. Let's take a look at current market signals. Follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, the Nasdaq, S&P. All three indices remain on buy signals, and the market looks good. So that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and remember to always invest